Okay, sorry about that. Basically, like just right now, this time and space alone is to find personal power, okay? Freedom, personal power, freedom. Only time will tell. When you let things cycle as they do, there's really a great fire and creative interest in understanding and knowing, or learning, I guess, that you have the whole world in your hands. For yourself, for yourself. See the bell ring and now it's thrown me off. What else would Union like us to know? Poised. I feel like it's just a time right now to definitely remain decent. I mean, of course, like, there's better than that, right? But in my mind, I'm just hearing, like, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. I feel like this is really just a really good time to stay poised, like have some integrity and some dignity and some honor in this time, like in this finding of your power, in this alone time, in this reflection, in this pullback of time, of distance and space, of going with the flow and kind of starting new cycles. It's like remain poised. Remain, let's see. She's dancing, having a good old time. But, you can still have some sort of peace inside and knowing. And I love that for the masculine. A lot of cards came out, but it was really saying something super powerful about, charging up. Using this time to, like, power up is what I was hearing. To power up these strengths of, kind of Empress energy, which is like still an emperor. You still run the whole empire, right? It's just kind of in a beautiful, like, receptive, flowing, abundant, maybe more subtle force, like the Venus sign is there. Ways that are not distorted, though, which is hard, and that takes stepping back to really kind of look and heal those things. Interesting that masculine is getting swords as well, because, like, this is these are our polarities. This is us. We're really in our minds about, like, firing up that feminine goddess, but we also feel a little bit like maybe blocked and not knowing how, because even the feminine energy is like, well, I'm still kind of questioning my power in my divine knowledge, and how many lifetimes have I actually done this work, like super spiritual work, like I'm all knowing. Like there's still this feeling like, well, alone. Well, it's interesting how so many of these cards, it's like by themselves, alone. But they're like powerful, regal. Even the feminine got the Hierophant and the masculine got the Empress. It's like these are regal, high society people. Like they're spiritual and like pillars. Well, Empress is more of kind of a divine, like the... I was going to say divine feminine, but I feel like Empress is more of like an earth energy that brings like abundance. And the Hierophant is kind of like a spiritual teacher, like maybe like someone who gives advice or just is all-knowing. But these two together, of course, you go to the Empress for kind of blessing, and you would go to the Hierophant for like blessing, knowledge, you know, these are like knowledgeable people. Okay, so poised came out. Is there anything else? So just remain poised. And it's so cool because look, yeah, they're pretty poised on their thrones, right? Taking this time back. Only time will tell. The friendship and the freedom, you know. You have to trust and have faith. You know, giving yourself space. And even having like the Two of Wands is also like not waiting, but like you're tied to something, like you're still kind of like there's still divine spirit, like co-creating with spirit still, like it's not necessarily you know, like a charge forward. You see how they're waiting back. It's like a time will tell. What are you going to do with your time? What are you going to do with your time? What does this say? Blessed. Blessed. You'll be pleasantly surprised. What did it say? You know, you'll be surprised where it leads when you go with the flow. You'll be surprised that overall is always a blessing. It's always this whole existence, even still. Because when you make the choice, there's really, you can't suffer when you make the choice not to. We're blessed to be here, period. Even for some of us who feel like sometimes like, why? This sucks. This is like so unfair. It's very painful. It's still a blessing, you know. You're still, God bless you for, and I felt this in my heart because in my mind I just felt for people who have pain in this existence. Like they feel pain in this just for existing, which is really hard. And I just want to tell you, God bless you. Bless you, because even those feelings that you have and it's terrible and sucks. I can't believe, like, why would existence even do that? Like, this fucking terrible. You and I and we are still blessed to be here, because even that is an experience we are sending back to self. And God, I can't explain why, of course, you know, like I can't explain why would God want that, or like why would my existence bring this, but for some unknown reason we are still blessed. This is still a blessing. It is still a blessing to know, to have, to feel, to lose, to start over, to cycle. It's still a blessing. So we are still blessed, basically, like as fucked up as it is. And this year has been one of the craziest years I will ever remember in my story. Like, seriously, I think everybody that we share this timeline with, like, it'll go into the Akashic. It'll be like, oh my God, like, seriously, this initiation or whatever 2020 is supposed to be, they done lost their minds, you know. People are moving on and transitioning, and it's like all this weird stuff. And it's like, I've gotten closer. So it's just crazy. My union with spirit has definitely been solidified, and I'm seeing things super from a blessed situation, and it makes sense. Like this masculine and feminine energy just makes so much sense. It really does, because why wouldn't we question our power? Why wouldn't we be like, why? What power do I have in this situation? How do I even know what I'm doing here? Like, what is the point? Like, how am I manifesting beauty and boldness and bounty in my world? Like, and what kind of trust do I have in my intuition? You know, like, how am I projecting myself in this world? I feel so alone, and yet I have to remain poised, and it's like all this stuff, and it's all a blessing. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So I really don't know what else I want to say. What I want to say, I don't really do that. What I want to ask, some things that the feminine can look out for, okay? Abundance. Interesting. So I am limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Okay. So feminines, I think for you right now, it's important to just, that's so interesting because like sometimes I put up my prayer cards, like the stuff I'm praying on, and I have so many, like the cards over here, it's like all pentacles. The abundance, right? Like sharing and giving and being limitless, you know, that's so funny because I actually do have the Sun, Six of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles for my prayer. For everyone, but for the feminine, just reiterate for yourself, I'm limitless. I manifest whatever I desire. Okay? So, men say this too, right? This is just for the feminine energies, but everybody needs to be balancing both. We need to be doing both, okay? This is work for both. This is for the masculine, has balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Oh my God. You know, it's really funny to me. It's like they're switched. Because like judgment, oh, okay, so balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world. So masculine energy, really charge up on balance, okay? And that'll make you feel so much more grounded and just like kind of understanding without judgment of the world. Like you just have to balance. Like sometimes there's what you can do, and then you gotta let God do what you can't. Like you just gotta like balance it, you know? You cannot hold the brunt of everything. You just can't. Nobody can. Women, balance. That's that masculine energy that needs help, okay, to balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony. Harmony is to work together with something so that it balances. It's like I don't overpower you and you don't overpower me. We sync. And I do so without judgment. I do so without judgment. Well, I hope that was fun for you. It was quite interesting for me because now I definitely have something I can work on, right? Like staying poised and remembering I'm blessed and I'm limitless and there's no judgment. And, you know, like I'm finding the power to believe in my own sovereignty. And I'm really charging up on that because that's the beauty and bold and brazenness that I came to build in my world, you know. And definitely, the divine has a plan. The divine tells us to pull back and to reflect and to be poised, of course, because when you pull back, I mean you got to be poised with it. And then you also need to understand that life are cycles. Life are cycles though, and to be kind to yourself because when you are friends, when you nurture the friendship, it's like you wouldn't never treat a friend, even the way that you treat yourself sometimes too. We got to start looking at that and to give ourselves that freedom and to balance that truly. Because right now it's like we could be doing a lot of alone time, guys. There's like a lot of things where divine is pulling things back. There's just alone time. Time will tell. And so, you know, what are we telling ourselves? How are you finding the power, finding your own power in these alone times, right? Is it from a place of like, I'm knowing without judgment? Am I blinding myself? Lots of good things to reflect upon. And again, only time will tell, because things always have a surprising way of working out for the best. We're still blessed. Ugh. Ain't that the craziest part? We're still blessed through it all. Love ya. Mwah.